Hello and welcome to my channel, Wild Heart Yoga. My name is Hannah Ray. I am the instructor and content creator of this channel. Today I have for you part one of my 6-class Letting Go series, which is a series of classes where we'll focus on some long holds of yin poses and trying to target some muscle and fascia tension, stored emotional energy in the body, and work towards really releasing and letting go of all that junk that we've been holding on to. So this is a great mind and body practice for anyone who's been looking for that aspect. So if you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. All right, let's begin today. Seated at the back of our mats, sitting on our heels. Back of the hands can just rest on the thighs, and get settled in here as you take a few deep breaths and set your intention for today's practice. Just noticing how your body is feeling before we get started. All right, now on your next inhale, take a big reach overhead toward the sky. And exhale as you lower yourself down into child's pose. Keeping the glutes grounded to the heels, sinking that chest as far as you can toward the mat, reaching those fingertips forward with each exhale, trying to reach a little bit further. And tune into that breath while you're here. That's going to be very important throughout this practice. On your next exhale, bring yourself forward to tabletop position, and we're going to warm up with some cat-cows. So inhale as you look up and arch your back, and exhale as you round forward for cat. Inhale, looking up, sinking the hips down, and exhale, rounding forward. Letting your breath be your guide here as far as your speed. Again, inhale, look up, and exhale, round. Now go ahead, sink the hips back as if you're going to child's pose, but then bring them to the left, around toward the front as if you're almost going to Cobra, and then back around toward the back. So we're making a circular motion with our bodies here, and you can make this circle as big or as small as you want, including the neck and head as much or as little as feels right for you today. Just make sure you're listening to your body and what it's telling you it needs. All right, now go ahead and reverse the direction. Tuning in, noticing where tension is being held, breathing through it. Let's go one more time. All right, now tuck the toes. Lift the knees off the mat and begin to press your way back, leading with the hips. Then once you're there, you can extend the legs as much as is within your practice today. And let's begin walking out our dog here. Bending one knee at a time. Then exhaling as we switch to the other. Really waking up the hamstrings and the calves for today's practice. All right, now let's roll forward to plank. Then lead with the hips, wave your way back to down dog. This time roll forward, but keep going all the way forward, sinking down into your up dog. And again, lead with the hips, press your way back to down dog. Making a wave-like motion with the body here. Roll forward. And exhale. Press back to down dog. Now roll forward to plank. Take a chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Now go ahead and look toward the front of your mat. Exhale as you hop forward, landing at the outer edges, coming into our Yogic Squat. So feet are at the outer edges of the mat, toes pointed slightly out, elbows pressing the knees away from our body, Feeling a deep hip stretch here. All right, plant the hands, heel toe the feet back together. And now I want you to wrap your arms around behind the knees, with the knees bent, giving a gentle squeeze. Now as you exhale, try to extend those legs as much as is within your practice right now. Then inhale, take another micro bend. Exhale, extend. A few times like this, moving at your own speed, just waking up those hamstrings, getting them ready for some of our longer yin holds today. Very good. Now go ahead, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Grabbing behind the ankles. And let's walk out a forward fold here. So like in our down dog, just bending one knee at a time, then the other, keeping the hips squared toward the front of the mat. Just giving your body whatever it needs here, as much movement or stillness as that might be. Or now exhale, roll your way up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, take a big reach overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Again, inhale, big reach overhead, taking a slight back bend, then dive your way down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop or step to the back of your mat. Take a chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, right leg goes up for three-legged dog, then take a big step to the front of the mat. Arms reach up toward the sky as you sink your hips low. Then exhale, extend the front leg, coming into a pyramid. Inhale, sink into low lunge. And exhale, fold back into pyramid. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, pyramid. One more time into lunge. And exhale, holding our pyramid this time. Thinking about pulling that right hip back slightly and the left hip forward. That will help you keep your hips square to make sure that we're isolating the hamstring muscle. If you'd like to take this a bit further, you can lift the toes, pulling them toward the shin to get an even more intense stretch through the calf muscle. And again, feel free to play with any micro movements here. Just testing it out, experimenting with your body to see what feels best to it and how it speaks to you today. Being sure to continue tuning in with our breathing, exhaling all the tension away. All right, inhale, come back to low lunge. Now move your right foot toward the outer edge of the mat. Place your hand on the right knee and press it away from your body, looking over your right shoulder as we prepare for lizard. So you're rolling your right foot toward the outer edge to get that deeper hip stretch. Now go ahead and lower the left leg to the mat. Get settled in here. And then if it's within your practice, reach your right arm back and grab the left toes and begin to pull your foot towards the glute. With each exhale, pulling that heel a little bit closer. Continuing to also let that right leg fall to the side. So we're not only getting a great stretch through the left quad, but also through the right hip and psoas here. If this is too intense for you today, to grab the foot too, just let your leg stay flat on the mat and just hold your lizard pose. Remembering to tune in with your breath, to breathe through the tension, the discomfort here. Each inhale, imagining that fresh oxygen and energy moving to any areas of stiffness or pain in your body. And with each exhale, imagining that tension, discomfort anxiety, stress, whatever it is, imagining it melting away, exiting the body, exiting the mind. Now release the left foot, planting the toes, lifting yourself back into plank. Lower for Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog, holding it here for just a moment. Then exhale, press your way back to down dog. Again, look forward, hop to the front of the mat, landing with feet together, coming into our forward fold. Inhale as you roll up and reach toward the sky. Exhale. Hands in prayer at heart center. One more time, inhale and exhale, dive back down. Again, hop or step to the back of your mat. Take a Chaturanga. Inhale for up dog and exhale, back to down dog. Other side now. Left leg goes up for three-legged dog, then take a big step to the front of the mat, coming into our lunge again. Arms up toward the sky, sink into that. Then exhale, extend the front leg, folding into pyramid. Inhale, lunge, reaching up, letting those hips sink in. Exhale, pyramid, keeping the hips square. Again, lunge, and back to pyramid. Keeping that tailbone tucked under, your hips square through these movements. Now let's settle into our pyramid. Again, pulling the toes toward the shin of the left foot if you'd like a deeper stretch through the calf muscle. Maybe taking a few microwaves with your upper body over that leg to settle in a little deeper. Your hands can be planted on the mat or grabbing that front foot. Whatever is most comfortable for you today. And if your hands can't reach the ground, if you need blocks or some stacked books to put your hands on, or maybe even rest your hands on your front thigh, then that is completely fine too. Just work with where your body is at today, and this will come with time. All right, now let's come back forwards, that lunge. Hands on the inside of the left leg. Heel toe your left leg to the outside of the mat. And with your hands, press that knee away from the body as we prepare for a lizard. Looking over the left shoulder. Now go ahead and lower the right knee to the mat. Reach back with your left hand and grab the right toes, pulling the heel towards your glutes. Looking over your left shoulder, breathing through this. Each exhale, pulling that heel a bit closer. Keeping the hips square, letting that left leg fall away from you to get that deep hip stretch, as well as the quad stretch on the right leg. If your thoughts have wandered again, come back to that breath, back to the body, tuning into where you're at and what you're doing right now. Letting go of all other thoughts and distractions that are not serving you in this moment. A few more moments. You're almost there. Good, now release the foot. Plant the hands, push your way back to lunge, then to plank. Take a chaturanga, inhale for up dog, and exhale, back to down dog. You can hold your down dog here in stillness or maybe walk it out for a moment. Look toward the front of the mat, exhale and hop forward, landing cross-legged in the center of your mat. I'm gonna turn towards you to show you this one, but you can stay forward if you'd like. We're now gonna put our left heel on top of the right knee, coming into our log pose. So legs are bent at about 90 degrees, stacking on top of one another. And then let's take some waves over our legs here. If you can't get that knee to your ankle today, then don't worry about bending forward, just stay sitting up and work on pressing that knee towards the foot. All right, if you're following me, then go ahead and find stillness here now. Reaching those fingertips as far forward as you can, settling in over your legs. Again, making sure we're bending from the waist first, not the lumbar spine. And then go ahead and settle in, finding stillness here. This can be a really intense stretch if you've never done it before, so make sure you're checking in with your breathing. Getting a full inhale and a long, slow exhale. That is where we get extra release of tension, a release of emotion, stored energy, fascia release. So checking in with our breathing is the best way to get the most out of this practice. It is actually very well backed by research that the connection of breath and movement have incredible benefits for both our body and mind. All right, on your next exhale, lift your body back up. Go ahead and bring that right leg in towards your body, and we're gonna take a seated spinal twist now. You can either just wrap your arms around and hug that leg, or take a full twist like I am. Just breathing that oxygen, that fresh energy into the spinal cord. The spine should be long and tall. Imagining there's a string pulling from your head attached to the sky, keeping you tall and long. And use that elbow to press into your knee. With each exhale, taking that twist just a little bit deeper. On your next exhale, untwist yourself. Let's go right to the other side. So now the left ankle stacks on top of the right knee. And again, either you're just working on pressing that knee to the foot today, or you can follow me and let's take some waves over the legs. Just getting ready to settle into the pose on this side. All right, and go ahead and settle into this pose now, finding stillness here. Reaching those fingertips as far forward as you can. Just breathing through any tension or discomfort here. And make sure you are aware of the difference between pain and discomfort in your body. It is normal and perfectly fine to feel discomfort throughout our practice, but if you're feeling pain that is sharp or stabbing or shooting, radiating pain, then that's your body telling you that this is too much and you need to back off or modify the pose or skip it altogether. All right, on your next exhale, bring yourself back up to seated. And bring that left leg in towards your body, like we did on the other side, preparing for a seated spinal twist again. And once again, you can either just hug that knee in towards your body or take a full twist with your right elbow pressing into the left knee. Once again, making sure the spine is long and tall. With your next exhale, see if you can press that knee in with your elbow a little bit further, taking that twist just a bit deeper. All right, on your next exhale, unwind, bring yourself to the center of your mat, and slowly roll yourself on back, one vertebrae at a time, as you make your way to your back. Point the legs straight up toward the sky, giving the back of the legs a squeeze. Then grab the outsides of your feet, or maybe the big toes with your peace fingers, and begin to pull your knees towards the mat, coming into happy baby. You can take a little rock side to side here, massaging the lumbar spine if you'd like. Maybe you want to straighten and extend one leg at a time, then the other. Or maybe you just want to find stillness here. On your next exhale, see if you can pull those knees a little further down towards the mat. All right, then bring the legs back up toward the sky. Once again, hug them toward your body and slowly lower them towards the mat, using your ab muscles to control this movement down. Once the legs are to the mat, find stillness here in our final pose, Savasana. While you take the Savasana, just take a moment to notice how your body is feeling now versus how it did at the beginning of this practice. Maybe you want to scan the body, see if you notice any tension still being held anywhere. And as you bring your awareness to any tension remaining, as you exhale, see if you can let that tension melt away. Finding a deeper state of relaxation than you have yet throughout this practice. Noticing if there's tension in the feet, maybe the arches, the shins, the quads, the hamstrings, the hips, the low back, the abs, maybe the chest, the upper back, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, or the hands, maybe in your throat, or your tongue, your jaw, or any of the small facial muscles. All right, on your next exhale, take one more big reach over your head, and then go ahead and roll to your side, coming to fetal position. Then if you're ready, make your way to seated at the center of your mat, and let's end with just a couple more intentional breaths. So inhale, big reach overhead, and exhale, hands of prayer. One more time. Inhale, big reach, and exhale. Thank yourself for taking the time for today's practice. Thank you so much for checking out today's class. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor and hit those like, subscribe, follow buttons. You know the drill. This is the best way to help expand my reach and support this channel. Thanks again. See you soon.